Hey guys, future Fishbowl cast here. We had a few issues with everyone being able to get their ingredients and cook their meals on time for our chop themed episode this week.
Um, so unfortunately, we won't be able to do that this week, but we're not going to leave you guys high and dry. We're going to still have some fun today.
So tonight we're gonna be recording our episode 13.
So, for tonight, we're sorry about the wait, but here is episode 13 as episode 12.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you once more for diving into our lovely podcast. Now, shall we do roll call, starting with the sea cow manatee,
Yes. Hello.
the deep sea cephalopod squid,
How is it going?
and the big ray himself, Stingray.
Hello, all the fishy friends. We are back for episode 13, correct?
13.
Wow.
Now I'm going to hand the mic over to my good friend Stingray so he can explain the lovely rules of our little aquarium.
Well, thank you, Barracuda. So, for those of you guys brand new to our channel, or those of you who may not remember, how we work is we're just a group of guys getting together and talking about random stuff that is determined by the almighty fishbowl, preloaded with plenty of topics for us to have a conversation starter. Do we stick to them perfectly every episode? Never. Do we try? Most of the time. But we're just here to have fun. Speaking of fun, what's our fun topic for today, Barracuda?
Well, let's see.
Drum roll, please.
You know, I can actually add this in post at some point if we want.
It would be fun.
Alright, here we are.
Oh,
Oh, fun! D&D.
Wow.
This is going to be interesting.
We got a lot to talk about
Oh.
that.
Oh yeah. Oh, alright.
Alright, well, I guess D&D. So, I know these guys have been playing D&D a fair bit longer than I have, but I've joined them in one campaign, which is going interestingly. I was given a gun by the DM and am living for it. Thank you so much, Manatee. But yeah, no, I really do like D&D in the character building aspect, and I've been reusing characters in my own story now. But no, we've committed many shenanigans. My character is Branch, which is a little kobold, and he was raised by rats. And he worships the rat hole in Chicago.
Yes, he does. And he has a little pet rat, or companion rat, named Antumbra.
His child, Antumbra,
Yep.
who was given to him by God.
This
I'm
campaign we're in is actually Manatee is the one running it. He is our DM for it. And actually my character is a elf bard. She is actually not even 100 years old, and for those of you who don't know how that works in Dungeons & Dragons, 100 years old elves is the equivalent of an 18-year-old human. So, in terms of equivalent, my character is like 16 years old compared to it's equivalent to a 16-year-old human. And at one point in the campaign, before Branch's character was introduced, there was a Manatee took inspiration from The Last of Us and created a port town
I
filled
didn't
with...
know it's where he took it from. Oh, God,
Oh,
sorry.
it was a port town filled with fungal zombies.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's just a straight up but that wasn't all. There was another demon, because all this fungus was spread by a fungal demon king There's another one.
That
called
one.
Yeah, there's another one named who was a demon queen of rats. And oh boy, that one traumatized Tallulah with those two to the point. Yeah. Just the mere glimpse of a rat, at least for a while, sent her into almost pure rage. Branch came in not long after that, praising rats as if they're a deity. Can you guys...
Okay, praising rat, but also rat is Branch's family. He was raised by rats.
Yeah,
so he was
but...
pretty. What do you mean you like are prejudiced against rats? This is fucked up. So they had a pretty long-standing bit of that.
Yeah, it's a lot better. There's outside. There's still a little bit of tension
He
here
handed
and there.
Tallulah a gun. I think that's bonding.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
No,
you
it
guys
is.
are fine.
No, a
but
little tension here
your
and there because
character
she's
is
not over
still-
that trauma entirely. She's not over that trauma entirely, but she's working through it.
Oh, your character is still being sued though.
Yeah,
Oh
Uh,
yeah, no.
his rat and
Tallulah
Tumbra
still across the
went to
law
law
school.
school.
My
And
rat did go to
Dr.
law
School
school.
in
He's very
med school.
talented.
And just so you know, these schools that take, I don't know, 6 to 8 years or something in real life, the rat did in that many days.
He's so talented. He is so. My son is so talented.
He's
Oh,
waiting
did
for a third one too.
Oh, and did you forget that, Antumbra was a gift from the gods?
No, I did mention that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
He's...
But,
No, you're good.
Barracuda, you want to talk about one of your characters you've ran, or just your current one?
Oh boy.
I'll talk about my current one.
So important.
The most perfect D&D creation ever.
So
I made a
my
monster.
character is a Gepetan gunslinger. A Gepetan is one of the new races they opened up for D&D. It's pretty much Pinocchio, a living toy. The toy I gave myself is a stuffed octopus, and the reason why I chose the gunslinger is so he could be a gloctopus.
It's all coming together.
Yeah. And we actually have one more person part of this campaign, Duck, who is a tiefling ranger, who we just recently found out isn't dead.
Yeah, no. Well, that whole bit leading up to it was tough. Like, oh god.
Yeah, he had to have a possible death scene, but left it vague enough he could come back because he was having a lot of scheduling issues with work for like a good 2 or 3 months. But I want to say something about one of my other characters from a different campaign real quick.
Oh yes.
So this
Yeah,
one
good.
is this campaign. Duck is the one who runs it, and he actually asked us to get their stats for what our character could do as their minimal damage to maximum damage, and I'm playing as a monk at level 10. Well, there's a few homebrew items and feats in there, like a feat that works similar to a barbarian's rage, to where whatever my monk dice is, which is what I use to set up for my punch instead of just the normal rules, I will add the dice below it to my attack if I'm in that fury mode is what I called it. But he also gave us the ability to craft items that have with gems. Manatee, do you remember what these gems were able to do?
Yes, the gems could either boost your attack or give you a buff in defense.
The buff and
For
defense.
elemental stuff.
Yeah, each gem had its own element, and in fact, the quality of the gem affected the strength. The gems even gave on the defensive, even gave the ability to essentially cast absorb elements on their element. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could do 2 gems on any item. I ended up getting fisticuffs So something that I could use that wouldn't affect my punches negatively. In fact, we determined they bumped my damage dice up to the next tier. So instead of an 8-sided dice, I roll a 10-sided dice now.
Damn.
Yeah. But how they work is the tier of the gem, they add, the lower the tier, the smaller the dice they add. The lowest tier adds a d4 of whatever damage, elemental damage the gem is. So Emerald, actually, there's an Emerald Dragon which have psychic powers. So he connected those gems in that way if possible. Well, we also have the deck of many things, which ended up giving my character a lot of high-quality gems. So he put 2 of the highest tier gems, giving him a 2d12 and 1d10 per punch. He can punch 5 times in a round on average because of the Monk's Flurry of Blows. He can do, if he gets a really good roll on all 5 attacks, he can do almost 300 damage on all 5 attacks hitting if he rolls good on all of them. In the most perfect roll that can be done currently, because my guy actually does have potential to get stronger because he's level 10. His dice can still be bumped up. His 660 total damage with some buff things like being hasted and having an extra potion. I'm terrified of how strong that guy is. He recently had us go over a thing where we were fighting 3 big bads of 3 different campaigns.
Oh my god!
You want to tell them the result, Manatee?
What did you do?
The result of our last session, where we fought 3 different big bads from 3 different campaigns.
Oh, we signed our death warrants to our GM because we beat them all.
Oh my god!
And one of the other players couldn't make the session, so we were down 1 person, and then our main healer only had 1 turn to do anything. And in fact, she's our weakest and easiest to hit, so they linked her up with my character and to get my guy down almost out of the round in 1 round. They did also make him an old man.
They did also make him an old man.
Yep.
I'm old.
Yeah, but no, we ended up taking them all out, and Finley, a result of a magic guide of the deck of many things, calling in a fighter from one of the cards for
My
Manatee's
character.
How many kills did he get?
Well, I think. Well, he got two out of the 3 kills, but in actuality it was 4 because he killed 1 person like 3 times just because they have 3 phases.
Icewind Dale's Frost Maiden.
Because she messed with Finley's love interest. And you don't mess with Finley's love interest.
I don't
Or
know this guy, but I agree.
that was my character. So Finley was created for the deck of many things. Because that's my main character in the campaign. And Finley likes Astrid the healer. And when the healer died, Finley got really upset. There's 2
Fair.
things don't mess with Finley about. Punches Astrid. Because then he goes pale. This reminds me, Barracuda. Remember a campaign where you got upset and your character only had fruit.
Only had fruit?
Only had fruit.
That was our actual very first campaign together after we met in college.
Yes, I remember. Well, I want to point out that your campaign is the only one that Duck goes hard in. Every single campaign I've ever played with him, he can go like hard and put in some difficult things. He does not hold back
No.
whatsoever. But what happened was I got feeble-minded, so I couldn't use any of my spells or smites or anything as a paladin. And I lost my major weapon too. So all I had was a specialty magic item that Duck gave me that had the ability to summon random fruits.
I
Oh.
remember the specific fruit you first threw.
Oh my god.
So, all I did that entire fight, and it was with a boss too.
The final one.
Yep.
So what I did for a majority of that fight was I pulled fruit from my bag and threw it at him.
Like a heckler.
Yep. And the funny thing is, because of the way he did it, because of not only my strength, but also I had like the throwing item feat that like made your friend kind of more hurt.
Mm-hmm.
We actually like made it so that I can throw the fruit using my strength instead of just 1 damage as you would get for throwing fruit. Plus, he let me crit. He let me crit on fruit as well. So,
That is hilarious.
I remember the first one you threw was a lemon.
A lemon.
Yeah, I remember it. And another thing that I just remembered from that campaign was, at one point, we were kind of doing a defend the castle, so we were fighting a small army. And for him to make this simple, he would cluster small enemies together into 1 health. Because you took them out with your smite, it ended up turning smites into small explosions. Remember that?
Yes, this paladin was very broken. This was the paladin this was a playtest paladin that I was doing that made it so you can stack smites. He was able to crit on an 18, 19, or 20. And
for people who don't
this
know,
was
Barracuda is a high
and
roller.
And I will say, this was a little unfair. At the time, we did it like a little homebrew rule where you could crit on ranged attack. And we went really like, this was his first campaign, so he went very like liberal with the rules. Not only could we do ranged with like thrown and weapons attack, he also let me use a lance as my main weapon because I was strong enough, even though technically it can only be used when it's on horseback.
Oh, really?
Yep, but we made it so my character was strong enough to be able to use a lance as a weapon.
Love this.
Yeah, dude. A lot of stuff's flooding back to me from that one. Speaking of flooding, do you remember our sorcerer and what she did?
Oh.
I'd be concerned about what your sorcerer did.
She cast Tsunami in a basement.
No.
Half of our party was in the basement for some reason, the other half was out in the field, and we were both kind of in our own separate combat because of that.
Oh, I honestly thought you were talking about the fact that. So what happened is my character, it was my character.
And I think
It was
Darth.
it was before Barracuda's character showed up.
Like
What happened was my character, the rogue. We had another one who's the cleric.
I was a
Ray's was the druid, and then we had a barbarian.
Yeah.
And they were deciding to go into the ocean to fight some sharks. I decided not to. So did the cleric. They go in. They beat them. They come out.
Granted, I was like I said, I was a druid. I was actually fine. It was reasonable for me to go and at least investigate.
Well, that was fine, but apparently the barbarian who gained lightning bolt did lightning bolt. underwater.
Oh.
No one was
No, but
happy.
that wasn't the kicker. The kicker was that the sorcerer came in and then knocked them out with a subtle spell. So then me, the rogue, the cleric, and the sorcerer robbed them both and then left and went down.
Yep. And I remember the way back was I turned into a horse, let him ride me, and I had to use up all of my wild shapes to make it back there. And only I had some dignity left at that time because I was able to hold off being an animal for a minute.
Oh my god.
When they say they stole us, they literally left us butt naked.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But
Your money. I think we kept your clothes on.
I swear,
We aren't horrible.
I swore at least one of us was naked though.
No, we just stole your money.
Okay. Yeah, but that's also when they were abusing the immovable rod on. We got a movable rod. We were abusing on everybody.
What does that do?
You click a button and it is physically unable to move from where it is based off the plane of existence.
That
Stays
is
in place.
crazy.
Literally, like if you are like in a ancient dragon's mouth, and flying at its full speed, you click that dragon is immediately halting because it hits that thing. And these dragons are huge, massive, nearly unstoppable.
Mhm.
This thing can just easily stop it in its tracks.
Like a TV remote. That goes crazy.
But we were at a farmhouse. I think this was either right after Barracuda's character joined or right before. The sorcerer used tidal wave inside the basement of a barn with at least half of our party in there, and everyone just looked at her in real life. It's like, are you serious? And she just smiled and went with it. She just wanted pure utter chaos.
D&D is very fun. And
Yeah.
whoever has played it knows that chaos. Well, I love chaos and brew, but it also is very just entertaining to just like be in a different world and just be something different.
Yeah.
It's just fun. And like all the different creatures, everyone is fine with homebrew just because the things. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 it's the best example of Dungeons and Dragons put to a game. It's not a best example. It is the best actual. It is an accessible attempt. A lot of roles that you're asked to do are more hidden roles in Baldur's Gate, but overall, it just feels so accurate, so right. There's so many interactions that can be done in so many different ways. Like it's so fun, and best part is how they have the ability to mod the game. Anyone can put a mod into it, and anyone can get the mod from him. That is exactly how homebrew works, which is where we said it before, but did we explain what it is for people who don't know much about D&D?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, homebrew is just your own creations of things to work in D&D. So it's just so much fun and creative to do this dumb stuff. Sometimes you get things that make you completely overpowered. Sometimes you fail so horribly wrong they somehow end up better.
Wow, all the way back around.
Yeah, and the best success bits sometimes make it worse.
Ooh, I feel like that's kind of a devastating thing to have happen. Like you try your best and it's a good outcome, but like not very long because of like
No.
the repercussions, way things.
Well, here's like an example that can actually happen in it. You save these group of people, but one of them is secretly the big bad, and because you saved them, he corrupts these people. Now you fight them at the end. But if you failed saving them, he now has less troops to work with at the end of the campaign. Like
that's fucked up.
That's not thing, and none of the players are gonna know that this is gonna happen. that's the best part. Everyone is bouncing off of each other. The DM has a general plan of where they want it to go. How often does a party lead that way? That's up to the party, but most of the time there's a lot of derailing.
Which usually seems to be welcome, though, large. Not overly, but like to a fair amount of derailing.
Oh, I remember the biggest derail we had. Who was it that was running the campaign? Was it you, Barracuda?
Probably.
Which campaign?
It was like a shifty-looking gnome or dwarf that looked like they were obviously lying, but everybody believed them.
We're
And
going
went
through
on
this again.
a big trip going
Oh my
across the
God.
ocean.
That
We are
was
not-
mine.
Yeah.
That was mine. I introduced it was a homeless dwarf. He was very clearly shady. He acted insane. He gave the party information for their quest that had to involve them, as you said, going to the opposite end of the world. And instead of inciting check this guy, they were like, "Yeah, sounds legit."
I mean, if it sounds
That
legit,
is not
sounds
how
legit.
it went.
And because of that, every single time they encounter an NPC in any of my campaigns now, they insight check everything they say.
I got a question. Didn't Duck's character die or something like that where he changed races once or twice during that time frame?
He changed once or twice, but not because of death. Duck played a wild magic sorcerer, and I created my
This was
own
Dimitri?
wild magic character. A lot more fun.
Was this Dimitri?
Yes.
No. This was before Dimitri's time.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a different one.
Our friend Duck loves the wild magic sorcerer. He's done it multiple times.
Yeah, one of his wild magic sorcerers ended up having how many kids? Like,
Oh.
9
I-
or
9?
7?
Yeah, it was like,
This is the one that Manatee told me about, I think, when
And-
you guys were playing, and it was...
well, and
Yes.
we're it's like, that was one of the wild magic things. One of them, so that procced it enough times where where I think it was what? If it was 9, 7 of them were straight up from that wild magic thing. One of them was from one of the other party members, body swapping and knocking up a chick. And then the only one was intended, because there's like long thing, he was having a wife, and then so it kind of led to that in the campaign. He had so many children. It was so fun, and they were all completely different races too.
I'm like, damn, he must have been paying crazy child support, but I don't know if child support exists in D&D. I think your next campaign should have child support function in D&D.
Got it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tell me how it goes. Or unless I'm involved, but tell me how it goes.
D&D idea for a character.
Ooh, yes.
You're a warlock, but you're divorced,
Okay.
and your patron is your wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Is your ex-wife?
Is your ex-wife, who the only way you use your powers is if you pay alimony.
That is so funny. Oh my god.
Oh,
I mean, good for her.
that is so close to what I wanted to do. It's like if you got you make the deal with the Fey trickster to give them your first child, and they'd be like, and straight up like, okay, so when do we do it? Immediately. It's just
See.
immediately your patron is just straight up your wife.
I'm like, that sounds messy. Would that happen in D&D? Absolutely.
Oh yes, it has happened way more times than you have.
I'm thankful that, not real.
Another
Yeah, you
thing. Oh, here's another thing I love about the characters in D&D. You can make anybody. And actually, Icewind Dale was the reason we fought that one as Big Bad was because we went through it at a different campaign. And one of our friends was just straight up playing Luffy from One Piece.
Are you serious? That'd be an awesome character to
No,
play though.
and
Like,
I don't mean it like it would obviously inspire. No, he literally was just Luffy brought over
Just
to
straight up?
D&D. Yes.
Yep, and Luffy was in a barrel and plopped in there. It's like, I don't know where I came from, but I'm lucky to be Luffy. I'm here.
wow, I love that. I love people just going right for it.
And then there was another one, the Cento Avernus, who that was also one of the big bads we ended up fighting, and that group from the other night. Yeah, his character ended up becoming more like Luffy there by accident because somehow he gained the ability to stretch, but he originally based him off of Aang from Avatar.
How did we get here? That's really wow.
It was funny
I
because
guess
both
similar
of
free
them.
spirit.
Well, here's the thing: D&D, both of them would have been classified as monks for Dungeons and Dragons. There's the Way of the Four Elements, which is perfect for the Avatar, and I don't remember what version of monk he was for Luffy.
He was the way of the open hand.
Open hand? Okay. But it's like, he ended up playing Aang, and then accidentally turning it into a mix of Aang and Luffy.
Okay.
And I remember that one, I started off playing as like a chef, which was a homebrew class we found, and just thought it'd be fun to do it, because it's like,
I remember.
we play, yeah, oh, like any kind of rest we have, I can make some kind of meal to give a stat boost, and even do something quickly when I can even do some other things quickly. It's like, it seemed like it would be a fun support class. Yeah, they accidentally killed my character with alchemical fire.
No, Aang did that.
But, like I said, accidentally though. But, my next character, have you guys seen Yu-Gi-Oh! GX?
No, I'm not.
Yes.
So, you know how Yubel's dual disc worked?
Yes.
It was literally just a straight up her arm morphed into the dual disc and had a pocket in it for the cards to sit.
That's kind of crazy.
So you are cards.
Manatee found a homebrew Yu-Gi-Oh! Warlock subclass. I took it a step further and checked with Duck, and we made it to where my patron specifically was Elemental Hero Neos. And I was able to straight up, I could summon an aspect of him just being normal Neos. And I was like a blade wizard I was the Pact of the Blade or something.
I was about to say Blizzard. That's not.
So it's like I had the sword. Well, at a certain point, to reference the contact fusion, my character would be able to summon the aspect of his deity Neos within his own body, and we called it Blade Neos. It was cool because another thing, their elemental gems, throw those into when he's being summoned or being merged. Bada bing, bada boom. You can get almost every version of Neos. I gotta admit, that one was a fun, cool one, and I did nothing in that boss fight because I merged with a fire and earth elemental gem with Neos to create Magma Neos, and she immediately banished me. It was just like, wow.
And
Well,
then
that's it, huh?
the big bad was Zariel, and
Yeah.
Zariel clowned my character because she would fight all my other teammates but me. And then when I got really pissed off, I held up my potion of speed, which gives you haste, and a potion of, I think, Storm Giant strength. Rank those up, and
you were playing a class based off of Mira in Fairy Tail.
yes, because I actually made this class. It was the Soul Absorber class. I chose the demon aspect.
Yeah.
And
And
miraculously, I think she avoided to hit me solely based on the fact that I was in a form that either was immune to at least one of her attacks and was resistant to the others. I was like, get
you
away.
also
It's
had
just
a
like,
healing item on you that passively healed you each round.
yep.
Any damage you did take was healed. Zariel literally could not do anything to harm you.
And then I harmed her 10 times harder because I punched her with a big amount of force.
Oh boy.
I'll say, I was so disappointed in the fact it's like, oh, I created this whole big form to have fun and try to do something good, and then I immediately get banished. And straight up, I almost created a cult by accident because of that.
Ah, yes, the joy of D&D making your own religions.
Well,
Oh, well, that's my character currently.
yeah, Pudges.
He is a very sweet man. He can do no
Okay.
harm.
You blew up the Solar King's castle right as everything was happening. Although it did technically help us at the time, you were gonna do it before we even knew anything bad was gonna happen, and you're currently in the process of making another explosive, possibly even bigger. And the only reason we know
First
this
off-
now is because of a previous battle royale. We ended up seeing its prototype version that wiped out the whole board except for the 2 characters with evasion.
Oh my goodness.
First off, I would like to say the first bomb was supposed to take out the king because I had feelings that something ain't right, and in the end, my feelings were true. My intuition was correct. And second of all, the bomb in our things isn't really. It's just the gunpowder. Okay, nothing has been added to it quite yet. Technically, that bomb is not even
That's why I
finished.
said prototype. You gotta work on it and enhance it and make it better.
Well, typically, it's getting enhanced as we speak, but
Right now?
yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
Wow. Good luck,
literally, he got so much of this. So, little context for the campaign. There's light and day, there's gods of the sun and moon. They each have their territory, which keeps their territories in perpetual day or night. There was a war, the moon goddess fell after being corrupted and turning into what was called the Nightmare Queen, but her realm still was still permanent night. She started to return, started corrupting people in the soul, and even ended up succeeding in corrupting the Solar King, which was the one who was keeping the sun up. And that's also when right as Pudges blew up the castle. So now we're
But I
in
was
perpetual
correct.
night, and our group is currently traveling around the world to try to make connections again.
And also to avoid people from breaking these anchors.
Which we don't know if they're actually tied directly to the Nightmare Queen or not at the moment. Because Pudge also has a very mysterious and a little concerning patron as a cleric.
Concerning is a strong word.
None of us, not even you, know anything about your patron, and you're the cleric of them.
Yeah, fun fact. Clerics usually are blessed by, gods, blessed by their powers and stuff.
blessed
Like
by
paladins.
that.
See, the thing about it is that I'm blessed by a god I don't know any about. All I know is they like my views on chaos and they approve.
Yeah. But
That's it.
either way, we made it to the Dwarven area. We helped protect them from someone from the Nightmare faction, taking over their most dangerous weapon. And as they were trying to get their funds set up to build the castle, Pudge brings up the fact he's like, oh, do you mind helping me pay for this since we're going to help you, and these are some of our demands. Shows them the list, and it makes a sizable dent out of their treasury.
Oh boy.
pay it back. Don't worry.
It's like, what, 300,000 gold?
No. 19,000.
Yeah. It's a lot.
But that is well worth it. Okay, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Sounds like
we're-
you had a good experience regardless.
It's gotten
So I
to the
think
point.
it's worth
I
it.
hate to say it, but it's gotten to the point where Pudge will do some of the strangest things, and every one of our characters doesn't even bat an eye. The only time we'll care is when he brings out his explosives because we know we're going to get caught in the blast.
No. Sure that you guys aren't in the blast.
Well, I guess Nymera can be caught in the blast and it won't matter.
Uh-huh.
She is
Yeah.
fireproof.
You said it was gonna be
I thought you were
fine.
throwing shade for a second, but then it turns out the person's fireproof and you're not throwing shade, so
Yeah.
never
No,
mind.
she is. Yeah, no, she's immune to fire, and ironically, my character is on his second wave of being vulnerable to fire.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he was vulnerable to it at one point, got it removed, gave up a part of his soul to help heal one of these strong, powerful, magical beings, items. It's a giant tree that all the druids of the bayou are channeling their magic into to keep a area safe from the darkness. It was being corrupted by nightmare fungus, and Rags, who got the reason why he was vulnerable to fire in the first place was his skin got turned into tree bark, so he was
Ouch.
yeah. Oh no, it was better for him because it made him even more durable. It was harder to hit him.
Oh, okay.
Like-
So this is the downside.
The downside was being vulnerable to fire because he was now a plant essentially.
Okay, man.
Magic shenanigans later, that fire vulnerability does get removed. So
Okay.
now he's just harder to hit without the weakness to fire. But all the nightmare stuff was causing very weird, random magical things to happen around the world. Extinct creatures were coming back to life. Dead bodies were merging into weird piles at times.
I don't like that.
Yeah, trees were coming alive, corrupted, and sobbing instead of just being a normal tree and protecting the forest. But Rags was part tree at that point, so his skin started talking to him because of that.
Oh, I don't like that. That's bad. That's giving. I haven't seen Parasite, so maybe I should reference it, but like.
Yeah, everyone was concerned with Rags at that point because like, why is he talking to himself? But
My
either way,
skin. It speaks.
because of that, his soul was on a twin soul at that point. It had two separate minds, part of it, so he had to give up part of it to make the grandma tree strong again. And again, he ended up getting vulnerable to fire, which the vulnerability was a random, which could have been any random element. It just happened to be fire because Manatee called it.
What'd I say?
Remember, you called it that Rags are going to be vulnerable to fire with his boon or bane.
I did. That's hilarious.
And guess what? There we're going into with the dwarves. They're having a dispute with fire giants.
I'm thinking about doing a Pokemon art.
Yes. Wait.
Ooh.
Okay, hold on a second. It has to be. We have to start in the Pokemon one because every time. You bear with me, Bearcoot. Every time we have done it where our D&D characters have jumped into a Pokemon, it does not end well.
No.
we'd be starting in the
How did
Pokemon.
it not end well? Wait, yeah.
Battles were taking far too long for one.
Okay.
No. Well,
no, that was
no,
one
I
of
would
them.
say that was the problem.
No, that was one of the issues though, because I remember, it was the one that was Fairy Tale inspired. After the guild got disbanded, we started going to different continents. We met to the Pokemon one, and my character was the only full Pokemon trainer and getting his 8 badge or something. You guys got tired of waiting and just straight up killed the gym leader and their Pokemon that was out.
Oh my god.
I was more leaning towards. It was more the fact that D&D characters come in and they're like, wait, you're normal people, right? Yeah. Why the hell? And you're just battling with these creatures? Yeah. So why can't I just kill you and just get the badge?
Yeah.
So that mentality coming in, because in that case, there's like barbarian, tax.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to say, like, you know, what is it, clever solution, but at the same time, like, it's not far.
Because that's the
We'd
case.
be starting in the Pokemon world, and I found a subclass that actually is in Pokemon Trainer.
Ooh. What would
I
this
would
training class
if
be
you look
considered?
at that little app. There's like there's something on the web. I don't know what at the moment.
Oh,
where you
It's
can
based
track-
off of a range.
Okay. Oh yeah, Beastmaster stuff. Yeah. Oh. I would say this. I remember we looked at this. I think this is what you're talking about. The Pinterest dire Pokemon.
Oh yes, I would love it.
If you're gonna
And
do
I found
one,
I found a website that converts all Pokemon into D&D stats for me. So
Oh, neat.
nice. Okay, you know what? We need to find those Pinterest dire Pokemon. I want you to look at them and see if you would be willing to give like our characters one dire Pokemon maybe, or have one appear randomly as like a regional, like something the region is having an effect on Pokemon, causing them to change in some way. It's just something they would think would be interesting to consider. Because some of them are cool. Like, you got Lucario, and I think he has a glaive.
Well, I think Pokemon D&D sounds awesome, and would love to hear about it when it's time. I also want to note we have hit 47 minutes into our recording.
Oh wow.
yep, my timer just went off.
Yeah. Don't forget, we start our timers a little bit before. Just, it's easier for me to keep track of whenever we have to timestamp anything.
Oh no, yeah. But I think we've hit time. Unless you guys want to keep going, which I respect, but entirely up to you.
I think this is a good spot.
Well, I have
Yeah,
one more thing to
because
say
we
about Dungeons and
Talk like this
Dragons.
for. We'll talk about this for years.
Yeah, we can talk about it forever, but I have one more thing before we go.
Yeah.
Back in high school, I had a friend who I did not want to do it, but I had one friend who I have a really strong connection with at the time. Sadly I veered away from him. But either way, he got me to kind of try out 1 or 2 sessions, and that's the whole reason I got into it when I did. And dude, I'm so happy because and then when I came to college, we all got into doing it together. I was so happy that I did it because it's just so much fun. There's so much dumb creativity. For people who are on the fence of trying it, just give it a try. Yeah, I will admit, it's definitely more intimidating when you're first starting because of all the big numbers and setting up things, but once you do a couple times, creating a character is the hardest part, honestly. It got to the point where I create characters occasionally for fun. I even had a couple homebrew characters and homebrew races, just because I wanted to do something dumb and fun that's different. It's just something fun. That's all it is. It's just simple fun. If you can, try it, and just be patient. That's all there is to it. But that's my last thing to say.
Thank you for joining us.
Yay.
We hope you had fun hearing us rant about Dungeons and Dargins.
And then we went to Pokemon.
We've kept it related.
We kept it a good bit of both, I think, yeah. But I hope you all had a good time tonight, and it was lovely chatting.
Yeah.
Good night, fishy friends.
Ciao.
See ya.